Yo, it's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all-star advisor Alonzo Hall, and I've returned today with another ADH wealth solution. Today, we'll begin to discuss fulfilling all of your financial needs. To contribute to channel growth, the links are in the description. To schedule an appointment of your own, or to purchase life insurance directly up to $1 million with no medical exam and an instant decision, my information is in the description. Lastly, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share. And now, here's our next feature.
Salute. It's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all-star advisor, Alonzo Hall, and I've come today to whap and tap on your head with another commitment. Today, we're going to be looking at a thread in another professional insurance agents group I belong to. We're discussing the infinite banking concept with IULs. Now there's quite a few comments up here, and the simple question from another licensed agent is, thoughts on infinite banking with IUL? Now, if you'll see here, I tend to mention my mentor David Kinder quite often. The reason being is he is an admin of this group, and he is a very knowledgeable and helpful agent. He actually has conversations with a lot of these agents and helps us to all become better at what we do. If you'll look here, I want to read some of the comments, as he and I were actually having a conversation back and forth, and I feel real great because I was actually able to expose him to something that he was unaware of. At the same time, he was able to expose me to something that I was unaware of. So, let's take a deep dive look into that. Now, if you'll notice here, people said, well, thoughts on infinite banking with IUL. One agent says, I do believe it's not always used correctly, and it's not for everyone to use this way. It has to be paid back to continue your full benefit, and that's the sole purpose of the IUL. Someone says, so there's a lot of responses here, but maybe someone has touched on this, but the simplest answer is I can give is that since UL, any flavor, and whole life are built differently, whole life is better because of the guarantees designed into it. I've asked this exact question before. This is what I've worked through and come to understand. I hope this helps. I think John Ojeweka and David Kinder would agree. Now, another agent says, there are certainly guarantees of accumulation in an IUL. If trying to do infinite banking, you will be significantly overfunding, and with the new 7702 rules, you can overfund even more. At these levels, there certainly can be guaranteed early cash value in the policy. When combined with the proper policy or riders, it can work. Additionally, with variable loans, you can have interest credits in excess of loan interest rates, something that is difficult with whole life. That being said, I often think clients have unrealistic expectations. Then again, my buddy David Kinder mentions here, I won't say whole life is better. I like limited pay whole life, where the premiums eventually stop. IUL doesn't have that I know of. Someone might come up with something one day. I can set better expectations with whole life. Whole life is more predictable than IUL, and my E&O would probably appreciate selling whole life than IUL, particularly for large capital asset transfer strategies. So yes, I have a bias towards limited pay whole life, but if the day comes when I cannot offer whole life, I can make IUL do what I need it to do. We all have our biases. The question is, can we use those biases towards the benefit of the client? And then he actually posted a blog post. So then I actually replied him, and I said, actually, David, you can make just about any policy a limited pay. I recently wrote a minimum non-MEC IUL that will only be paid into for 10 years. The client is soon to sell a home and wants to change to a single premium, which would be $120K. I'd love to show you about it one day. And that client is none other than my guy, Laser Panda, Marty McFly. He doesn't mind me mentioning that. He actually mentioned, listen, tell a lot of the dudes who are in, some of the spaces that we frequent on YouTube about this. So then David Kinder replies and he says, I know there are 3, 5, and 7 pay structures for IUL as well. Most, if not all, will rely on future earnings to keep the policy afloat. As a part of the due diligence for the client, I need to show a more minimal return in order to see when the policy can get into trouble and for how long. I've heard of one IUL policy that was paid up contractually after 10 years of premium payments. That was an unusual one, but I'd love to learn more on these strategies. The key will be stress testing them in the illustration software. Not all software will allow for varying returns in their illustration. And so I replied, well, David, I was unaware of the 3, 5, and 7 year options. I know that Emeritus has its own software, and I'm pretty well versed. I also use WinFlex Web for my Prudential and a few other carriers. I was able to stress test, and in the state of New York, even though it was repealed due to Regulation 187, all recommendations must pass a suitability test. I also replied, hey, David, I also still have the illustration. I'd be glad to review it with you. And David responded, well, the 3 and 5 year are more common for premium finance cases in particular. And I responded, well, David, that makes sense. I was actually looking at a way to make to market premium finance to some potential clients. However, my understanding is that they have to have a certain net worth to even qualify, and I'd love to learn more. I don't think he responded as of yet. But he did like the comment. Let's take a look at that. So he hasn't responded as of yet. We'll probably talk later on. But ladies and gentlemen, that was it for today. Make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, to contribute to channel growth, to schedule a one-on-one appointment with a licensed financial professional, or to purchase life insurance directly up to $1 million with an instant decision, no medical exam, the links are in the description. With that being said, wipe ass, work in progress every day, and see success. Salute, salute, salute.
Hey folks, this last video was sponsored by my company, where we help people like you to reach their financial goals. We do this through a simple conversation where we help to identify and then protect your lifestyle, and then we implement a plan. The process starts at about an hour. So, if you want more information or you want to schedule a consult, contact me via the information in the description box, and let's talk and see if we're actually a great fit for each other. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, when people challenge you, they don't challenge you to challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. Thank you, and enjoy life.